Hey Kickstarter, today we are going to talk a little bit about how to play Kingdom. Going to go over some of the different elements of the game. First part's going to be really simple and quick. Basically it's setup. When starting the game, you're going to shuffle both of your decks. The Fallen deck is the ones with the black backs. You're going to shuffle those and place them on the board where it says draw. Gabriel and the Forces of Good, their deck has the white back. They will shuffle that up and place it on draw. Each side has a power stone, which keeps track of your power during the game. Start both sides off on 0. And then your other 2 cubes here, these are your score cubes to be used on your score tracker. Place both of those on 0. The leftmost column is your 10s. And your rightmost columns is your 1. So if you have just say 20 points, that would be 20. And then the last thing you're going to do is you're going to put all 15 of these red cubes, these are your movement cubes, you're going to place those on the side of the board. And you're ready to play. Okay, so now we have the board set up and we're ready to start play. So both sides start off with exactly 7 cards. Oops. Now, usually in chess, the white side starts first, but in keeping with the theme, we don't see the good guys ever starting a conflict or anything. So in the game of Kingdom, dark always strikes first. The first game turn is a little bit different from the rest of the game, and it's only because you don't have a lot of forces out on the board yet. It's a building phase, if you will. Only the very first turn. You'll see how it's a little different, and then it'll make sense. So the first thing that you do you look through your hand here. You're allowed to play any of your angels that you want to face down in any of your starting zones. These are my starting zones, and then these are Aaron's starting zones, and he will be working his angels trying to get into this territory. I will start my angels off here, and I'm trying to get into that territory to score. So I'm going to start off with one of my angels, and I will play it face down in any one of these circles that I want to. I'll start them off right there. Then after I do that, like I said, the first turn is going to be a little bit different than anything else. If I want to, I can burn or sacrifice any of my angelic script cards in exchange for the power cost that is associated for that particular card. So I'm going to go ahead and do that just for example's sake. I'm going to burn placeholder, which costs 2. So instead of me using this ability, I'm now going to gain that much power instead. So that'll get me 2 power. And then the next thing I'll do is if I have less than 4 cards, I will draw up to 4. If I have 4 or more, I will just draw 1. So that's what I'll do. And that ends my turn. So it'll go over to Aaron now. He's going to play one of his angels face down. And then if he wants to burn anything, he can. He's burning, what is that, placeholder? Commandment. And he will get 2 power, because the cost for that particular card is 2. He's also going to burn a pillar, which cost 1. So he moves his power meter up to 30. And then he will draw a card. Okay, so now we actually get to go through a full turn sequence now that the first turn's out of the way. So the first thing that you will do on your turn is you will draw movement cubes equal to whatever your power meter is sitting on. Mine is sitting on 2, so I'm going to get 2 movement cubes to start my turn. Play one angel face down in any one of these remaining starting zones. I'm going to play that angel there. And then I'm allowed to activate an angel from a previous turn. Obviously, it will have to be this one. So I'm going to activate this angel. Now, when an angel activates, they have a special ability that's located under their picture. This one says that I get to add 1 to my current power pool when he activates. So this angel is now activated, and I get to move my power meter up 1 more to 3. So I've now played an angel. I've activated an angel, so now I'm allowed to move angels if I want to. Now on each angel card, there's a number that's in the black circle. That's the maximum number of spaces that particular angel can move per turn, provided that you have enough of these to pay for its movement. Each one of these allows you to move an angel one space, but they're not allowed to exceed their maximum movement allowance, which again is the number in the black circle. So this one can move a maximum of 3, but I only have 2 movement cubes that I can spend this turn. So I'm going to spend these 2, and I can move him 2 spaces in any direction that I want to. I could move 1, 2, I could move 1, 2, 1, 2, any way I wanted to, any direction, in any sequence that I wanted to. But for this one, I want to move him 1 and then over 2. Now, since this angel is ending his turn on the Roman numeral 2, that will allow me to charge my power meter up another 2 spaces. If he would have ended his turn here, I would have been able to charge my power meter 1 more. And if I ended my turn here, he would have been able to draw, I would have been able to draw an extra card to add that to my hand. Now, each angel is only allowed to do that once per visit to the board. So on my next turn, I can't move this angel here and then charge 1 more. And then on my next turn, move him here and get a card. Each angel gets 1 benefit per visit to the board. So he moves there. I gain 2 extra power. So now if I want to, I can burn scripts. If I want to, obviously I don't want to because I have my power meter at the maximum, which is 5. Also, at any time during your turn or another player's turn, you can play your angelic script cards and gain that ability. And in order to play a card, you have to pay that particular cost that's associated on the card with your power meter. So if I wanted to play this card right here and gain this ability right now, I would pay 1, play this card, and then resolve its effect. And hopefully we'll be able to do that here pretty soon, so I can kind of show you what that looks like. But for now, I'm not going to do that. I'm not burning anything this turn. Now I draw a card, and that will end my turn, and it'll go back over to Aaron. So Aaron's going to get 3 movement cubes because his power meter is at 3. It's going to play an angel. Okay, and he's choosing not to activate, which is something you can do if you want to. Activation is not a mandatory action. It's not something that you have to do. Your angel might have a particular benefit that you want to activate at a certain time. So activation is not a mandatory action. So he's opting not to activate. And he's paying the cost of the pillar, which is 1. He moved his power meter down 1, and he is now going to augment this particular angel with a pillar of fire. So how pillars work is now if I want to attack that angel, first I have to attack the pillar of fire that is on that angel. So pillars act as defensive augmentations. They're shields, more or less. That angel would now have to be attacked twice in order for me to destroy it. I have to attack it once to extinguish the pillar of fire, and then attack the angel again to actually get rid of the angel itself. Okay, so Aaron did not activate an angel this turn. His 3, and you can only move activated angels. So his 3 movement cubes, they do not accumulate turn over turn. So they basically go back into the reserves. They do not accumulate. He did not burn any scripts or anything, so he drew a card to end his turn, and now it goes back over to me. Okay, so now we have another example that we have set up here. We're going to talk a little bit about combat in Kingdom. So in this particular scenario that we have set up, it is Aaron's turn to move his angel if he wants to. He has 2 movement cubes. And he wishes to, or he's electing to attack this particular angel. So now we're going to go over how combat works and how you resolve combat. So there's a couple of different things that Aaron can do. If he wishes to attack me head on, he's going to use his 2 movement cubes to move 1 space and then another space to actually enter in the circle where his opponent's at. So to do that, we need to figure out which element to use. So he's attacking in a forward direction.
So we would look at the forward direction element on the attack orientation compass, which is the element of earth. The angel that is defending from, he's being attacked head on, so he's defending from this angle. That element is the element of water. Earth beats water, so in this particular scenario, Aaron would actually defeat my angel, sending him to the void, and he would occupy this space. Now, let's look at another scenario if Aaron would have attacked from another angle. Let's say he used his 2 movement cubes to move 1 and then 2, attacking in this direction. Since he's attacking in this direction, we would look at the element that is in that particular direction, which is the element of water. And the defending element, his attacker is coming in from this angle, so the defending element is the element of earth. Earth beats water, so in this particular example, if Aaron chose to attack from that angle, he would lose. And then another scenario that we could do is if he used his 2 movement cubes to move 1, 2, and attacking in this direction. Now he is attacking with the element of fire, coming in this angle, and my angel is defending with the element of fire as well. So when you have 2 similar elements, the highest ranking angel wins. The number in the gold shield is the rank. Aaron's angel is a rank 5. My angel is a rank 3. So when comparing 2 similar elements, highest ranking angel wins. Aaron's angel would actually take over this circle, sending mine to the void. And that is combat. All right, so we have another scenario set up here. Now we want to talk a little bit about combat when either the attacker or the defender has a pillar. So I'll go over an attacking angel that has a pillar first, because that'll probably be the easiest one to explain. So when an angel is attacking, we're going to say this is our attacker, this is our defending angel. When an angel is attacking that has a pillar, you can disregard the pillar in resolving which element is used to resolve that conflict. So if my angel was to move 1 space and then 2 spaces here, I would use the element of earth against his element of water, and I would win to be able to claim that space. I do not have to use the pillar of water. Now, let's try a different scenario here. Let's say I'm attacking from this angle. Now I'm attacking with the element of fire. Even though I have the pillar, that's only used for defense. I consult my attack orientation compass. I'm using the element of fire. Aaron is defending with the element of fire. So now we have a similar element skirmish. So we have to consult the highest ranking angel to see who wins the conflict. Now, Aaron's angel is a rank 5. Normally, my angel would be a rank 3, but I have a pillar attached, which actually adds 1 to his rank, so he's a rank 4. That's still not enough to win, so I would lose this similar element skirmish. But since I'm equipped with a pillar, the only thing I would actually lose would just be the pillar itself. I would not lose both the pillar and my angel. So that is an attacking angel with a pillar. Now let's go into an angel that is defending that is equipped with a pillar. So in this scenario, we're going to say that now Aaron is the attacker and my angel here is the defender. So in resolving the combat, regardless of which angle my angel is defending from, I'm defending with the pillar of water, regardless of which direction Aaron is attacking from. So if Aaron attacks head on, he's using the element of earth. I have a pillar of water. Earth beats water. So Aaron would be able to remove this pillar and take it to my void. My angel stays in his space, his angel stays in his space, and his angel's turn is now over because he attacked. Attacking ends an angel's turn. So let's say Aaron attacked from this direction, which he probably would not do. He would be using the element of fire. I'm surrounded by water in defense. I would actually win, and his angel would go to the void.
All right, so now let's say Aaron was to attack from this direction. He is now using the element of water, attacking my angel from this direction. I'm defending, again, with a pillar of water. So we have a similar element skirmish, so now we have to go by rank. In this scenario, Aaron's angel is a rank 5, and this is where it's a little different. When defending, and the pillar is the item that's actually being attacked here, the pillar has a rank of 1. So Aaron is a rank 5 water versus my rank 1 water. So the pillar would be removed, and it would go to the void. My angel would stay here. His angel would stay there. That ends his turn since he attacked. And so that's how combat is resolved, whether you are attacking or defending with a pillar.
Okay, Kickstarter, so we have another scenario set up here that we want to talk about. Now we are going to go over scoring. So when an angel scores, for the archangels, they have to score from one of these 3 circles right here, one of these 3 spaces on the board. In other words, you're not allowed to score from the corner spaces. So Aaron can move, well, he can't occupy a space that already has a unit on it unless he wants to attack. So if he wants to score in this particular scenario, he would have to come in through this way. If these were unoccupied, he could move 1, 2, or 1, 2. But going with this particular scenario, he has 2 movement cubes. This angel can move a maximum of 2 spaces. He's going to spend those 2 movement cubes to move that angel in to the realm to score. Now, once he scores, a couple of things happen. First thing you have to do is figure up the amount of points that you get for the score. The number that's in the gold shield is how many points he receives for the score. This angel has a 5, so he will receive 5 points. Now, this angel is also augmented with a pillar of fire. You'll notice in the gold shield, it also has a value of 1. So this angel will actually receive 6 points for scoring. Now, the other thing that happens when you score is you have to reset your power meter back to 0. Only the player that scores. I get to keep my power meter where it's at 2 since I did not score. Aaron, since he scored, resets his power meter back over at 0. He adjusted his points value up 6 points for the total value of both the angel and the pillar that it had. And then he would finish out the rest of his turn, and then play would continue with my turn. And that is scoring.
Okay, so we have another scenario set up here. We want to go over some more advanced combat techniques that you can use in Kingdom. This particular scenario is going to be revolving around using the angelic scripts during combat. So in this particular scenario, we're going to say that I am the attacker and I have 2 movement cubes. And I'm going to be attacking with Cain. So I'm going to spend my 2 movement cubes to move Cain 1, 2. So I'm attacking Aaron's angel head on using the element of water. And Aaron will be defending with the element of fire. So I would win this particular scenario unless Aaron decided to do something different. I'm going to offer him the opportunity to play a script if he wants to. He's going to pay 1 power to pay for Shift, which has a cost of 1. Shift allows him to swap places on the board with 2 angels that he owns. So he reduced his power meter by 1. He put the angelic script into the void. He's now shifting the places of 2 angels that he owns. Now we have a completely different scenario. Now we have Aaron is defending with the element of earth. I am attacking with the element of water. So now Aaron would actually win this particular combat. Unless I decide to use one of my scripts to alter the effects of the combat. So for this example, just so we can kind of show you how the angelic scripts can be incorporated in both combat and other aspects of the game, we're going to go ahead and play this one out.
I'm going to pay 2 power. So I will reduce my power meter by 2. And I'm going to play this angelic script called Annul, which cancels the last angelic script played by your opponent. So I paid 2 to play Annul. So Annul cancels the shift that he did, which is going to return everything back to its previous position. And now we're basically back to square one again. Now we have water versus earth. Now, of course, I set this in my deck to show that particular example, but had I not had that particular card, Aaron could have actually altered the combat when I attacked by playing his shift. He could have altered the combat right there, won, and then this angel would have gone to the void had I not done that. But with Kingdom, as long as you have the power and the scripts in your hand, both opponents can go back and forth, continuing to play scripts as long as they have the scripts in their hand to do so and the power to pay for them. They can go back and forth in angelic exchanges using the script cards until the combat is finally resolved, or until one player runs out of scripts or runs out of power, or opts not to burn any more scripts or power to resolve the combat.
How would you feel about taking it one step further?
Okay. Mimic. This is a good one. So, Mimic. Let's go with that. The same thing that we just did. Okay, so actually let's scroll it back a little bit so they can actually see what it is we're talking about here. So let's go through let's go from the very beginning, so they can kind of see a lot of exchanges going back and forth. So we kind of got it set back up to where we were at the beginning. I'm declaring an attack, water versus fire. Aaron's going to spend 1 to pay shift, shifting those 2 angels. Okay. Then my next move was I'm going to pay 2 to pay Annul, which cancels his shift, setting them back the way they were, because I canceled his out. Now Aaron is going to pay 1 to Mimic, which duplicates the last angelic script played by either player. The last angelic script played was Annul. So with Aaron's Mimic, he is basically copying my Annul spell. So this is an Annul. So he is annulling my Annul. So my Annul is annulled, which means his original shift gets put into play. And I actually have something else that I'll do here, and we'll do it again just to show you some of the things that you can, some of the different things that you can do with the game. Like I said, we did set this scenario like this, so this isn't going to happen all the time, but this just kind of is to show you some of the flavor and some of the things that you can do with the game. So he annulled that, so now we're back on with his earth versus my water. So I'm going to play Countermand. It costs me 1. The ability of Countermand allows me to recall one of my angels in play back into my hand. So I'm going to pay the 1, and I'm going to recall this one, since I know he's in a losing skirmish, back into my hand. And if Aaron wanted to, he still has the power, and if he had more scripts, he could do something to try to combat that. And it can go on and on. Like I said, as long as you have the power or the scripts in your hand to do so, you can go back and forth to alter the combat, change the participants in the skirmish, change the outcome, shift the positions. There's a lot of different combinations that you can do using the angelic scripts and your power meter.